Pretty good. Hi folks, Scott Sager with you here tonight, RTC TV4. We've got a special presentation tonight coming to you live from the Akron Community Center. I want to thank Tiffany Adams for all her help. We're over here for the Tippecanoe Valley High School graduate government classes. They put together the school board forum every year. We're about to go live. You're going to have Rita and Tim from WRSW, just making sure they were here. Coming on here in just a few moments. They'll ask the candidates questions. This is your opportunity here to see the live event, see the candidates that are going to be on your ballot this November 6th. So we'll turn the camera around here, sit back and relax and enjoy the Tippecanoe Valley School Board Forum presented by their government classes from Tippecanoe Valley. Special thanks to them and to Coach Jeff Schreiber for all of his help.
We're going to briefly read through the information each of the candidates provided for us. Tom Bowder, CPA, was born and raised in rural northern St. Joseph County and is a 1981 graduate of St. Joseph's High School. Mr. Bowders graduated from the University of Notre Dame in 1985 with a BBA degree in accounting and earned an MST degree from Grand Valley State University in 1990. Mr. Bowders is married to Lynette Bowders and is the proud parent of 5 grown sons and 2 stepchildren, Brad, Corey, TJ, Robert, Trent, Corey Wright, and Sarah Wright. Mr. Bowders is the Assistant Treasurer and Tax Director for Lippert Components Incorporated. Prior to working for Lippert Components, Mr. Bowders worked in public accounting and was the Tax Director for Symmetry Medical and Biomed. He is the owner of Tom Bowders CPA, Respite Rental Properties LLC, at an 88-acre family farm in Henry Township. He is an active reserve deputy for the Fulton County Sheriff's Department, member of the St. Joseph Catholic Church in Rochester, and Rochester Elks Lodge 2120. Mr. Bowders served as a parent representative on the Tippecanoe Valley School Corporation School Improvement Steering Committee for 2 consecutive 4-year terms. Mr. Bowders has been a member of the Tippecanoe Valley Booster Club since 2001 and served as its treasurer from school years from 2003 through 2004, from school years 2003-2004 through the 2007-2008 school year.
The next candidate is Todd Huffman. Todd was born and raised in Tippecanoe Valley School District, having recently held positions on our school board such as secretary and president. Todd and his wife Lisa are both Valley graduates, as well as their 3 children, Kara, Shayla, and Seth. Being members of the Riverview Community Church, they believe it is important to keep families centered around God. Todd's hobbies include attending and supporting all Tippecanoe Valley athletic events, flying his paraplane, and spending time with his family.
Christopher A. Fear of Akron is a Tippecanoe Valley alumni from the class of 1987. He is the owner of Fear Farms, Air Force Board member, AYL, member of Valley Mental Task Force. Christopher is married to Lisa Fear, who is also a Valley alumna from 1996. He has 4 children. Mackenzie, who graduated from Valley, and is now a freshman at Ball State. Mady, who is a junior currently at TVHS. His son Elon, a 2nd grader, and Colton, a kindergartner, both attending Akron Elementary. Chris loves being a part of our small town, growing community. He has a strong desire to help keep building our schools. He believes our schools are small, which has its advantages, but we have big school opportunities. Christopher wants the staff, students, and everyone in the community to have a sense of pride for the Tippecanoe Valley School Corporation. Chris believes his experience as a farmer can help contribute to the Tippecanoe Valley High School or Tippecanoe Corporation School Board. Chris is ready to work hard and plan for the school corporation. Some seeds may produce a harvest right away, but some may need patience and time. Chris states he is ready to see God bless our schools again.
Craig Dirks. Craig Dirks is married to Sherry Reese Dirks. They have 4 children. The oldest daughter, Lexi, is at Indiana State University. Daughter Hannah is a senior, and daughter Mallory is a freshman at Tippecanoe Valley High School, and they have a son in the 7th grade at Tippecanoe Valley Middle School. They have lived in the Tippecanoe Valley School District for 20 years. Craig is the COO, which is Chief Operating Officer of Insurance One Services Incorporated in Akron, which is owned by Crossroads Bank, and has been in the insurance industry since 2006, with the past 4 years working at Insurance One Services. Craig currently serves on the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce Board and a past president of the Fulton County Chamber Leadership Academy. Craig was a member of the Akron Elementary Parent Support Group and the committee to assist in selection of the new high school principal at Tippecanoe Valley. Craig was past president of the Viking Booster Club and currently on the Booster Board as large member. He has helped coach boys in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades. Three Rivers Conference travel basketball team, and he was on the Akron Youth League board while his kids all participated in baseball and softball.
Lacey Wise is a school counselor at Manchester Junior Senior High School. Lacey has been an educational leader within public schools for 11 years and at all levels of education. She has a bachelor's in psychology, a master's in school counseling, and is certified as a career development facilitator. Lacey has held multiple offices within public education, including discussion chair, executive board secretary, and a member of the bargaining team. She has coached volleyball for 6 years and enjoys playing through the Warsaw Community Volleyball League. Lacey is a Kosciuszko County Master Gardener and loves digging in the soil. Lacey graduated from Tippecanoe Valley and is married to Casey Wise, also a graduate of Tippecanoe Valley School Corporation. Their 3 children attend TVSC and are involved in several academic and athletic activities. She believes this community is a great place to grow and is happy with the quality of education her children are receiving. She's excited to help the district make solid decisions to support quality education.
Todd, before you get started, I want to thank every one of you for running for election. I know you all have a good heart for Tippecanoe Valley, and that's the most important thing, so thank you. We are blessed by having you all run. Todd, why are you running for the school board, and what strengths will you utilize to be most effective?
Thank you, Rita. I am running my second term on the Tippecanoe Valley School Board because I believe it's our responsibility to provide a quality education for every youth in our community. 4 years ago, I ran because I didn't like I felt like the parents' concerns were not being heard, and the board was becoming lax in creating new opportunities for our children. The strengths I intend to continue utilizing if re-elected are ones that I feel are necessary for a board member. First and foremost, I listen. I listen to the students, parents, staff, and the community on the concerns and issues at hand. As a self-employed farmer and business owner, I have learned to become a problem solver and to think outside the box. For instance, as I become familiar with the Valley Corporation, I saw a need for the creation of a new position. Our teachers and administration took the burden of writing our grants, taking valuable time away from our students. We had no publicists, and our school marketing strategy was near non-existent. Today, that new position is not only our publicist, but has our school succeeding in grant writing without taking away from the students. And we are thriving in the marketplace in social media. With the strength of these skills, I hope to continue adding value as a team member on our board. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and supporting all of the candidates, and also supporting the students who put this on. There are not very many corporations that have the students do something like this, and if they are, it's because they're copying off of us. So thank you, Mr. Starker. This is really a neat opportunity. I was really nervous until he told me the kids did put this on, and then, you know, I'm so nervous, but it felt better knowing that it was coming from them. So I'm Lacey Wise. I have 3 students that are in the corporation. One at the high school, and the other 2 are at the elementary school. And I can count on one hand the number of times where I felt like I needed to contact an administrator or a school board member. However, one of those times when I did, we ended the conversation with me saying something along the lines of, I know a lot about schools, I should run for school board. And I was joking, it was funny. I think they knew I was joking too. However, it planted a seed that continued to grow from there. I worked in public education for 11 years. Prior to that, I worked for a mental health facility that provided services to students in public education. I love public education. love teachers. I love what I do. And I've sat across the table from many administrative meetings, hundreds of administrative meetings, and meetings with teachers and meetings with parents, and I just never really considered how those experiences, I could bring those to the table as a board member in our community and help make our community better. In addition, my position in a school, being a school counselor, you not only have to be up to date with all the mental health issues, but also laws, and your job is to be someone where people can come to, and you can be a confidential person that they talk to, and you can help to make their lives better. And so the more that I thought about my job that I've been practicing for many years, and the more I thought about a school board member, and how for myself, I want a knowledgeable person who is a confidential person that I can go to and I can talk to about issues, problems that I see as a parent, as a community member, and they can help me to make my school better and my kids' education better. And so, you know, all of that is kind of what led me to be here, and those experiences in the school is what led me to be here. And I'm thankful for that conversation, even though it was a joke. I'm thankful that I had it so that it would kind of grow that seed, and I could be here for you guys today. So again, thank you guys.
Get my cheaters in, sorry. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Mr. Schreiber, and the Tippecanoe Valley Political Science class, Rita and Tim, and the Acton Community Center, and the community who's come out tonight. I'm running for school board because I care, okay? I'm running for school board because I believe in the youth of our community. They're our future. I'm running for school board because I want to continue what Mr. Schumann, Mr. Murphy, and the other school members before me have done, and that's to challenge our school corporation to provide the tools, resources, and experiences to the youth of our community in order that they can chase their dreams and becoming productive members of the Tippecanoe Valley community. The strengths that I utilize in becoming an effective school board member is several-fold. One, my financial background. The school corporation is a business. It's a big business. It's a CPA for over 30 years, working with companies ranging from large multinational companies to family farms. I have a tremendous amount of experience with budgeting, forecasting, financial planning, and most important, problem solving. Second strength is I'm not a micromanager. I'm here to govern, not manage. The responsibility of the school board is to govern. Govern's a bad word. Some people think it's control, but govern is to be looking from a high level at the policies, at the future, at the focus of what the corporation should be doing. So we should be looking at the policies, maintain a balanced budget, and following the state mandates and guidelines. In that regard, as far as governing, I will work with the new superintendent, Mr. Conley. Thank you, Mr. Boggs, for your service in the past. I work closely with the school board members and Mr. Conley in holding him accountable to carry out those policies that the board passes, as well as the state guidelines, without micromanaging him or the building superintendent or the building principals or administrative staff. And the third strength I bring is teamwork. I'm from a large family, 10 kids. I have 5 sons and 2 stepchildren. I'm all about teamwork. Anybody who knows me, I've been involved in the diamonds, in the football fields. Teamwork is where it's at. I spent 8 years working on the school improvement steering committee, 8 years working with principals, teachers, staff, trying to help our buildings. I'm blessed that all of our children have graduated from Tippecanoe Valley school system, and they're all productive members in the community or in society. And all I want to do is help. All I want to do is give back, and I hope to do the same as your next Henry Township School Board member. Thank you.
Notice the older I get, I too have to have the readers, just part of life. So again, I want to reiterate what the other three have said. Thank you to Mr. Shriver, Rita and Tim, these students over there for putting this on. I really appreciate all of you guys coming out. So the reason I'm running for the school board is really I've got a vested interest in the schools. I have had for quite some time. As Rita had mentioned, our oldest daughter, she is in her second year at college. We have our daughter Hannah, who's a senior out here at high school. Our youngest daughter, who's present, she's a freshman, and then our son Landon, he's in 7th grade. So really, for me, it's about the students. At the end of the day, it's about the students. And then you go to the next step. It's about the teachers, the faculty, and the administration. I want to see every student that graduates from Tippecanoe Valley have the tools to succeed, whether they're going off to a 4-year college, whether they're going to a vocational school, or even a master trade where they can go out into the workforce right away. So that's really what running for the school board for me is about. I want to make sure that we see Valley continue to stay strong. There's a lot of talk about a lot of the other community schools around the area. I feel like Valley is in a very well placed right now. I want to say, that the current board members that are here, kudos to you guys for continuing that. Mr. Boggs, super guy, and I think with them starting out and getting our school in this position, I just want to continue that. Thank you.
I guess when I was asked or talked about running for school board 5 years ago, and at that time I said, no, I don't think so. And when I went to get signatures, we had to have signatures to run, I got 3 answers or questions. The first one was, why in the world would you want to do that? The second one was, I think you'd be great at it. And the third one was, are you mad or upset with the current corporation? And I said, no, absolutely not. I guess I'm running for school board to help improve the lives of our children, to help shape change. I've got a pride for Valley, being an '87 graduate, with 3 children still in the school corporation, 1 has graduated. I've been on the AYL board, Youth League board for 6 years. And I guess my strengths would be, I'm very open-minded. I'm not as afraid to speak up and stand for what's right and what's needed. I'll have an open door policy. I'm willing to listen to faculty, students, parents with an open mind. Being an owner of my own business and farming, it's challenges every day, and I'm up for that. I guess that makes me a better person. I'm a team player. I can pay attention to finances, which happens every day in this changing world we live in. And think strategically about long-term and short-term goals. I'm willing to look at all information and weigh all facts in order to make good decisions. And I have a strong faith in God.
For the second question, Lacey will be first, and we'll proceed the same way as we did on the first question. What do you think are the current strengths and weaknesses of this corporation?
We have a lot of strengths, obviously. I had a hard time listing out, I guess, what I would say are the most important ones. For me, the most obvious when I thought about strengths is that all of our educational facilities, they've been recently updated. And we've school just down the road here. Our money has been well managed in a time where dropping enrollment and state cuts to funding to schools. From my understanding, we have a cash balance and it has been well managed. That's definitely a plus in public schools right now. Also, you know, our alternate sources of power that we have, the windmill, the solar panels, I just think that those are a really neat item that not a lot of schools also have. So that is a strength. Extracurriculars, clubs, you know, we added soccer a few years ago. We've got the flag football team that just did awesome. You know, and we add new things in when students need them. And there's about anything for any student that wants to get involved. Probably our largest strength is this right here. You know, we have a large community support for our schools, a lot of pride for our schools. Our teachers, you know, they're our neighbors and they're our friends, and they are internally, intrinsically, they want to do well because they are educating their friends' kids, you know, their neighbors. They're making their communities better. So I love that we're a small school and that those teachers are our neighbors and our friends. Weaknesses was much harder to come up with. It really was. And I found myself thinking of silly things like how I can't make a phone call from the high school gym. But I don't know if that's anything that can be fixed. But it certainly is irritating. So when I thought about weaknesses, you know, I have 3 children, they all play sports. So immediately, you know, some of the weaknesses I thought about, they were from that lens of a parent of children in sports. It's football season, it's the end of the season. You know, we travel around to different places. Our football field, it looks rough right now. My son, when he was in middle school, he had practice until 9 o'clock at night because there wasn't enough gym space. So just as a parent of children in sports, those are things that have bothered me as a parent. Technology-wise, our student information system, when you experience other systems, that's the system that holds your grades, and you see how wonderful they can be, ours is quite lacking. There are systems that if you set it up as a parent to email you their grades every day, you can get an email with your child's grades. When they go up, when they go down, it will email you. It will tell you when you have tardies, when your child has tardies. A live system that does that, and I think that's something that we could update for our schools, for parents. And then curriculum-wise, the only area that I really feel like as a parent, this is, the other things are not such a big deal, but for me, our lack of foreign language exposure prior to high school, you know, I really feel like that's something that we should look at as a corporation of how can we rectify that. And later, when I have not the red card in front of me, I'll go into more on why I feel like that's something that's important. But definitely, you know, that's something, but again, these are all things from my lens as a parent, and I know that there's a lot of community members and parents, they're looking through a different lens, and I'm excited to hear from other people and what they think, you know, from their perspective are the strengths and weaknesses, and help us get the biggest bang for our buck and helping the kids. Thank you.
What do you think of the current strengths and weaknesses of the corporation? So I've listed out, in the interest of time, 5 strengths. The first is our people. It always starts with people and ends with people. You know, Superintendent Mr. Conley, our building principals, the teachers, the administrative staff, we have really competent, quality people who truly care about our youth and our community. And it shows. The second strength, and we have our granddaughter here tonight, she's in our pre-K program, is the pre-K program, both that acronym MENTO. They're outstanding. These classes prepare our youth socially and educationally, so when they get to kindergarten, they're ready, and the kindergarten teachers aren't trying to bring them up to speed. That's critical, as kindergarten teachers want to start off at step 1 and not step -1. So kudos to the school board administrators who put together the pre-K programs. I think it's going to pay off huge down the road. A third strength that I came up or thought about is our builder's trade and automotive program. You know, when I grew up, everybody had a shop. Everybody had a wood shop. Everybody had every kind of shop. Budgets aren't there. Money's tight. But Valley has found a way to have and continue to thrive on the builder's trade and then to bring in the automotive. That's fantastic. You know, everyone has a different calling. Everyone has a different opportunity. And it's our job to provide them those opportunities, at least the resources, so they can try to achieve those opportunities. A fourth strength, and Lacey mentioned it, was thinking outside the box. You know, pursuing the green initiatives. How many school corporations, whether you like it or not, you know, in Fulton County we said no to wind turbines, but our high school has a wind turbine. And it's saving the school corporations hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. Second thing we did is we did the Mentone solar panels. That's saving hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So when it comes to budget time, we don't have to cut $200,000, $400,000, $500,000. We now have a revenue source via these green source of or green initiatives. So thank you for thinking outside the box. The last strength I'd like to highlight is our fiscal responsibility. As I mentioned in my opening comments, you know, we are a big corporation. You know, many people have been very good with a pencil. And we've done an excellent job with the state funding and the community tax dollars. You know, I'd like to say most of our property tax dollars have stayed relatively level, which is great. Some school corporations surrounding us are in dire needs. It appears that we're in a fiscally healthy area. So to the extent that our school board has not overextended itself, but rather maintained, improved our buildings and grounds, an improved timeline is awesome. The latest improvement in Akron is a wonderful testament to the fiscal responsibility of our school board and the community. With regards to the weaknesses, I don't believe we have a weakness, but rather a challenge. The challenge is the state funding that's based upon enrollment. You know, other school corporations that continue to see enrollment decreases, therefore their funding decreases, so therefore they have less funds to provide for the different programs and resources. As such, I think we need to continue to provide educational and shop classes that market our school system as one is an education school of choice for our youth in the community and our surrounding communities. Pull those kids in, provide them those opportunities, they'll come. Build a dream, build it, they'll come. Thank you.
Try to think of the strengths and the weaknesses of the corporation. You know, when I think about the strengths, I guess what came to mind first was with the administration. Then I thought, okay, then how about the principals? And then we go down to the teachers. We go down to the aides. You know, we go all the way down to the janitor, the maintenance department. Everybody plays an important role in this corporation. The community as well. They're huge. The support from the community is just absolutely amazing. You know, talking about some individuals, you know, I think Mr. Conley, perfect choice to replace Mr. Ball. Couldn't even imagine looking elsewhere. You know, when you've got somebody that started out at Akron as a teacher, became principal, and then went out to middle school, and now he is currently our superintendent. You know, Mr. Cripe out there at the high school. He's pretty new out there. If anybody has got a chance to really meet and talk with him, he's quite a character. But, you know, I was on the committee to help to select the Tippecanoe Valley principal out there at the high school. And one thing I hear from my two daughters is how engaged he is with the students. And this is something I believe the students hadn't seen for quite some time. So he's out there, he's in their face, it's great. You know, Mr. Backus, basically same thing in middle school. You know, he was a student at Valley, so he's gone through the ranks. You know, he's engaged with those students. He's in their face. You do something wrong, he's going to tell you about it. Chrissy Mills at the elementary school in Akron. He was a student there, teacher. She's currently the principal. So I guess what really stands out to me as far as the strength is how so many people that graduate from Tippecanoe Valley come back here, whether it's to teach, be involved in any capacity that they can be. The other thing that I think is a strength is kind of what Lacey had touched on, the facilities. You know, all the upgrades that we've had done. I've traveled to many schools with my kids' sports career and their athletic careers, and we have one of the best school systems around here, hands down. So as far as weaknesses, one other thing I wanted to mention on strengths. It's my understanding, and I do believe that, you know, we have never had a teacher layoff in this corporation. I think that's a pretty bold statement to say that with this corporation. Weaknesses, again, you know, I kind of reiterate what Lacey said. I was sitting there with my wife, I said, how frustrating is it we're in that gym, and either she's trying to text me, or I'm trying to text her about, oh, Hannah just had a dig or a kill or whatever it may be, and it just won't go through. You know, is there a solution to that? Yes, no, maybe. I think it's something that we should look at. You know, the reason I say that is there's been numerous times that, you know, we're trying to get a hold of our students, or our kids there at the school, and we can't, whether it's through a text message, just, you know, whether it's from a transportation standpoint, there was a change in a sports schedule or a practice schedule. So, you know, something maybe we can look into to see, you know, what options are available. And then the other thing is, I won't say it's a weakness, but it's definitely something we have to look at, it is a declining enrollment. You know, we were down 62 students from a year ago. And, you know, I believe the number is, you figure right around $6,000 per student. Do the math, you're looking at a little over $360,000 that we did not receive because of that. So, not necessarily that's a weakness. I think I will agree with what Tom said, more of a challenge than anything. So that's my strengths and weaknesses. Thank you.
As far as strengths, I think we have a great caring staff and community for these kids. Parent involvement, from my eyes, is great. Small classes, which result in good teacher-student relationships and better social relationships with our kids. We have numerous extracurricular activities and clubs for the students. A mental task force, which I was part of, and well-managed finances is the strengths that I can come up with. As far as challenges, weaknesses, I guess my big one was retaining good teachers. I know there's been some good teachers that have left this corporation, and why. And students to surrounding schools. Craig Dale, we were looking at numbers last night, and there's quite a few that have left the corporation. And I guess my question is why? Why are we losing those students? I think there's a lot of emphasis on standardized testing, and I'm not sure that's a weakness, but it's a lot of state mandatory things, I know. I'd like to see us try and motivate kids more, and maybe offer some more class options. Thank you.
To begin, let's start with the many strengths of Valley. I feel our staff and administration are the backbone of our corporation, the main strength we possess. They not only care for our children, they go out of their way to make sure every children's needs are met and are successful in their education. I see this every day. Along with that is our facilities. We aggressively seek ways to make our school environmentally friendly. For example, we have incorporated our windmill and solar panels to help generate electricity and save valuable tax dollars. Next is our strength of advanced placement and dual credit courses, along with our partnership through the Warsaw Area Career Center. This allows us to offer courses we are unable to host at Valley in order for students to pursue the careers they are interested in. Not only do we offer advanced classes, but we have added hands-on courses such as auto mechanics and the Farm to Fork program that allows our agricultural classes to take part in. When it comes to weaknesses, I wouldn't say Valley has one. There are just simply things we can improve. In today's society, we hear of school shootings and violence almost on a daily basis. With that being said, our number one priority should be towards improving our school security for the safety of our children. I believe it would benefit all our corporation to have our on-duty officer visiting each school daily. This would allow them to not only make their presence known, but also make sure cameras are working properly and recording at all times. Door locks are in effect, and to check in with students and staff if needed. This will not only give our schools the extra security we need, it will also give the parents a peace of mind. Thank you.
We have a last question, and we'd ask you get as close as you can to the mic. Our TC is going to put this online, so they don't have any trouble hearing the boomers up here. You guys just have to get a little closer. And if you can't, if you just want to take the mic off the stand, that'd be great too. The last answer, what priorities or what new ideas would you like to bring to the school system and why?
So as far as the priorities and new ideas to bring the school system, it kind of dovetails on my last point, and that was the constructive point about funding. So my priority is to work with the fellow school board members, Superintendent Conley, and to address the enrollment numbers. So we need to continue to seek out programs that best prepare our students for both secondary education and or trade careers, whether it's expanding project-based learning, college prep courses, additional shop classes, tech or apprenticeship programs in partnership with Warsaw and Rochester. We need to address the needs of our community businesses to provide our students with the tools to succeed. So, priority, student enrollment, get the numbers up, get the funding so that we can level off. To me, that's first and foremost priority. As far as new ideas I'd like to bring to the school system, I don't want to say it's a compliment to say status quo, but you know, if things aren't broke, what do you have to fix? So, you know, we've got a great thing going here at Tippecanoe Valley in our community. Does it need a little tuck pointing? Yeah, I need to shave a few pounds off me as well. So, but at the same time, the school corporation is doing well. I'm proud of our school corporation, and I think we just focus on the enrollment that takes care of the additional funding, and things solve themselves. So, thank you.
The priorities that I would like to address if I am elected to the school board. First being school safety. That is number one for me. My wife can tell you I watch the news all the time. She says shut it off, it's all bad news. But the bottom line is this is our everyday lives that we live in. What I'd like to do is to revisit and meet with the safety task force team. I believe that's headed up by Scott Backus. My intention would be to bring together the Akron and Mentone town marshals, as well as the current resource officer, even pull in some of the Kosciuszko and Fulton County deputies, possibly even some state police officers, just to make sure that we have a strategic plan set and in place and ready to go. We got 5 locations. We we got one in Fulton County, we got 4 in Oscar County. You know, the question I ask is, what is the response time in the event something major would have happened in one of these locations? So that's definitely a priority for me. Another priority is the special needs department. I've had a couple parents and even some faculty approach me about this. The biggest concern, I believe, is the fact where they feel like they're understaffed. With that being said, I do know that Akron did just hire a full-time special needs teacher there, which is fantastic. I think it's definitely something that, based on some communications I've had with parents and faculty, something that I would definitely take a look at. I feel there's a big need for that, and honestly, it's probably going to get bigger. You know, the biggest thing with that special need, you know, are we doing enough to make sure that, you know, not only our teachers and our aides are adequately staffed, but are we making sure that our special needs children are being trained and taught, you know, what they need to be. That way we're not leaving them behind back here. So that's definitely a priority. The other thing that I always look at too is to continue to work on the no bullying program. I think that's huge in these school systems. You know, I've experienced firsthand what it's like to be bullied, and unfortunately, a lot of these students will go down the wrong road because they've been bullied. I think that's very important that we continue to work on that. As far as any kind of a new idea, I'm sure this is a new idea. I did talk to Lori just a little bit ago about this. You know, what can we do to market Tippecanoe Valley School Corporation? You know, to help increase the goals. You know, we talked about our program. We've got the automotive program. We got the builder's trades program. You know, the agricultural program. You know, are there other programs out there that we can bring in to Tippecanoe Valley that would attract some of these students from other areas? Thank you.
Priorities and new ideas. I guess when I looked at this question, we've got 2 children with dyslexia. Our 16-year-old daughter diagnosed a year ago, and our son in 2nd grade. And it was hard as a father to have a daughter at 16 years old that you just figured out that she's been in advanced classes doing great. She's a genius. But to find out that she went through a school system and at home and we didn't recognize this is something huge to me. We pulled our son out of school for half a year because he loved going to school every day. And he started coming home. I had no friends. He'd hide underneath his bed. I guess I would like to see something in the schools for our children at an early age where maybe we could do some kind of a screening or a program. Not everyone learns the same way and at the same rate. I understand that. But there's signs out there. There's 8 different forms of dyslexia. And I would like to see something in our schools for that, to help us as parents and as teachers, I guess, to see that, and it's something that can be dealt with and they'll be great at. So I guess I'd like to take a look at the e-learning. I know in surrounding counties and schools that they do this. I know Wi-Fi isn't available or internet isn't available for all kids, and I understand that being in a rural community. But I know there are some that don't have internet. The e-learning, it's there and they've got days. It doesn't have to be turned in the day they get back. So I'd like to look at that. I'd like to look at a balanced calendar. Again, touching on why are these kids not enrolling? You know, that many kids that didn't enroll this year. See what's going on and what we can do as far as offering classes, you know, life skills and trades at schools. Thank you.
This includes, but is not limited to security, improving classes and programs, facility updates, and meeting the needs of our students and staff. My new idea for the future of Tippecanoe Valley is to bring local businesses, area universities, etc., to create a collaboration of information for our students. Information would be given in seminars, classroom presentations, or lectures from a representative of the organization to inform our students of what classes or programs are needed in order to make it in that field. The reason for this idea is because today in our 7th grade classes, our children are required to select a career path and build a school schedule around their decision that lasts them until they graduate. With the help from this collaboration, our children will be more informed and have an upfront vision of what it takes to fulfill their goals. Continuing their education into high school, we will have the representatives come in regularly to give updates and check in and make sure they are on the correct path while giving our students the opportunity to create relationships with the respected organizations. After graduation, it is our goal to see our students be fully prepared for a position they have been working towards either in a university or the workforce. Thank you.
So, first of all, I will tell you that what I'm going to discuss is not the reason why I wanted to run for school board. However, this is my soapbox and I have the mic and you have to listen to me. So I'm going to get on it. Foreign language exposure prior to high school. That would be, if I pick one priority that I feel like our corporation needs, that would be the one. There are many schools around us who have already gone to systems, even where it's 60% English and 40% Spanish. The classrooms, they're teaching their kids how to be bilingual. There are so many benefits to students learning a foreign language, and actually the ideal time to learn a foreign language is birth through age 15. We learn it when we're about 14 or 15 years old and we're going into high school. So that doesn't work very well, and the state is recognizing as well that this is important. Last year they came up with a multilingual proficiency certification. And what that is saying, one, that is giving you college credit for your ability to speak Spanish or any language. And it's giving you those dual credits by just passing that exam. It's also giving you, by dual credit, your high school credit, so you don't have to take the courses in high school. We live in a community where we have a strong Hispanic population, and how great would it be if our kids could converse with one another. So I won't bore you on all of the research, but I'll just do a little bit of boring. Bilingual brains, how that improves, it's improving the executive functioning of the brain. They are better at multitasking and focusing, creativity and problem solving, and also for our high school people, it does increase your ACT and SAT test scores if you're bilingual. Also, language and culture, they're so intertwined that when you learn a foreign language, you are also learning cultural understanding and the ability to see from another's perspective. So there are other benefits as well that come from learning another language, like empathy and the ability to understand other cultures and where they're coming from. And then also, you know, my job, every day I'm looking at students saying what sets you apart, job opportunities. Even for jobs within schools, if I get on the DOE site and I look at postings is often not a necessity, but they're going to look at someone that's bilingual first. We have foreign exchange students that come to our country and go to our schools and they know 5 languages. And we have students in our community that they know 2 languages. And I can tell you right now that if I was going to be hiring someone, and one person was bilingual and one was not, they were equal, I would choose the bilingual individual. So again, this is where I'm coming from and my lens of what I feel like is important. And if community support is around that, I don't know what that looks like in our corporation. If that's just an exploratory type class in the elementary schools that increases as they get older, I don't know how that looks. I think the 60-40 is probably a little too much for a beginning role. But we are set up in a great way where our students, we already have many Spanish-speaking students, and it would just be a great collaboration with our kids as well. Thank you.
Okay, we're through 3 of the 5 questions, and this will take a 10-minute intermission, so we'll be back here approximately 8:03. Stretch your legs, please. Thanks. Tippecanoe Valley can better utilize technology to prepare students for life here in the 21st century?
You know, technology, can you hear me? Yeah, good, okay. Technology is a constant changing aspect of our everyday life. You know, try to think of some of the ways that we can offer our students that technology to go into the 21st century. I'm not a computer geek by all means. I still type like this quite a bit. But, you know, I stop and think, you know, my kids, everything they do is on the computer. Their tablets, their phones. That's where our world is going. And it's already there, but that's where it's going as well. So, you know, I'm trying to think, you know, what can we do? You know, can we offer students like a class of some sort where they take a computer and they disassemble that computer, they kind of look into the inside of that computer as far as how it works, you know, what makes this light flash. And then, you know, they take that computer, they disassemble, and then they have to reassemble it and make sure it works. So, you know, I don't know if that's something that's available at this point in time. I've never heard that, but that's just kind of a thought process I had. You know, the other thing is, you know, computer-aided design, also called CAD. You know, if we could offer some kind of a program to some kids where they could become certified in CAD, whether that's, you know, going out of school and into a program to where they're already going to be ahead of where they would be if they didn't have any kind of a training. I can tell you, I did some research, you know, and a CAD operator starts out $40,000 to $50,000 a year. So, I mean, that's pretty decent for somebody coming out of high school. The other thing I'm trying to think, because again, thinking outside the box here, you know, Skype. I know Skype is a big thing. I think it may be used at the school. I don't know to what extent, but, you know, I was kind of looking at an article and it was kind of talking about, can we take like Skype classes where, you know, the students and the teacher, they have the ability to have a class with somebody in you know, a different part of the world. You know, based on a certain subject, whether it's history or science or whatever the case may be. You know, I think back, I'm a history nut, and I've always wanted to go to Egypt for some reason. But I think how cool it would be if I was in school and I was able to Skype with somebody that's standing in front of the Great Pyramids. So, you know, those kind of technology things moving forward, I think are things that we, you know, need to look at and consider. So, thank you.
I looked at this question a little bit different. I think technology is great. There's opportunities for new learning. It can be assistive in technology for special needs. You can get instant feedback. There's countless resources for enhancing education and making learning fun with technology. But I guess I look at it in another way. It can also be a distraction. I mean, how many times have we seen that person run into something looking at their phone or, you know, I think in some ways it disconnects students and people from social interactions. I guess with our daughter being 16, in advanced classes, I think one of the reasons she made it as far as she did without us noticing it was technology. If that technology wasn't there, that computer wasn't in front of her, spell checking, correcting things for her, we would have noticed a lot sooner. So it can be a highly effective tool, but it's a tool and has to be used sensibly. So, thank you.
Today's technology can be a scary and dangerous place. I believe it is of the utmost importance that our children are taught first and foremost how to safely navigate the World Wide Web and raise awareness of the dangers it holds. Fake websites, predators, and hackers are all very real on the rise in our world of computer systems. Preparing our students for these kinds of situations is what will not only help keep them safe, but allow them to use technology in a successful way for whatever career path they choose to follow. After safety comes the importance of the use of one-on-one, up-to-date technology. I feel it is our responsibility as a school system to teach our students the latest programs such as Microsoft or Google Drive that will allow our students an advantage when entering the workforce after graduation. Being a business owner, I am aware of the massive role technology plays even in agriculture, and know that our students will be prepared properly for the 21st century with this class. Thank you.
I love technology. I have a smartphone, I have a dishwasher. I use them both probably equally. And I know that our teachers, they utilize technology in the classroom. I believe that it's important that our teachers have a say in what sorts of technology they want to use that will utilize and emphasize what they are teaching in the classroom. However, I will say that good technology, great technology, it can never replace a great teacher. And so, you know, you're being careful with, yes, we need technology, but we need great teachers more. No one ever graduated from high school and looked back and said, you know, the Alex program, you know, or, you know, it really helped me get through school, because that's not what gets students to graduate. It's not the technology. Again, I fully support, you know, teachers finding ways to enhance learning in the classroom. It's not that I'm against technology. However, you know, I've had meetings with workforce development individuals, business owners, and they're not saying we need students that have technology skills, because my 7-year-old can work the 3 remotes that we have, and I can't. They have technology skills. Do they have new programs when they go to new jobs that they need to learn? Yes. I got a new job and I've never used Google before, and they're a Googly school, that's what they say. And I had to learn it, and it took a while, and I did it. Our students will learn new programs. Those are not the skills that business owners are looking for. Soft skills, that's what our students are lacking. Problem-solving skills, teamwork skills. These business owners, they're wanting kids that can come to an interview and look them in the eye and shake their hand and show up on time, pass a drug test, and not be on their phone while they're at work. Those are the 3 biggest reasons why people lose their jobs. So again, you know, technology is important. It's very important. It's how we live now, but also, you know, teaching the ethics of technology is also important. When is technology appropriate and when is it not appropriate? Thank you.
How do you believe Tippecanoe Valley can better utilize technology to prepare the students for the 21st century? I think sometimes my kids and granddaughter, they came out of the 19th century, but when I started in public accounting, everything was still by 8 column, 16 column, 24 column, all pencil. We used to call it Dixon Ticonderoga. So everything was pencil and paper. Today, I'm living and breathing to say that my tools are a laptop. But to Lacey's point, we still haven't got away from the human element. We still haven't got away from analyzing and thinking analytically. We still haven't got away from problem solving. We still haven't got away from caring for your fellow man and woman. So there is a balance, I agree with that, but the tools of my trade are not the tools of what the high school, middle school, grade school I have a son who's in web design. I couldn't draw a stick figure, even with the help of a computer. So everyone's got different talents. To my point, you know, all of our kids, my wife and our kids are out, except for Madison now going into preschool. I can't sit here and tell you what the school systems need. I can't tell you what first grade needs. I can only suggest that, you know, we're on a one-to-one at the high school, which means every student in the high school has a device. We're on a one-to-one in the middle school, every student has a device. And then there's a shared device at the grade school level. So the kids have access. Now what I can tell you is, you know, I personally have my own business and I replace my laptop every 4 years. There's $2,500, that's real money. I can't imagine the school corporation coming up with $2,500 times how many kids? That's a lot of money. So once again, it comes back to finance and budgeting to determine where we're going to spend that money. But I would suggest that the fact that every child has access to a laptop is great. You know, my son who's in web design says, Dad, there's these laptops that art people in web design. It's just for those programs, but I can't imagine what those things cost. So I'm not going to sit here today and tell you what we need and don't need, because I don't know. I would be asking the school principals, the teachers, the staff to tell the superintendent what we need and put it in the budget, and then we figure it out. But I know you can't have everything today, and over time, the school board has done a fantastic job with bringing the technology in and revamping the technology on a periodic basis. The old way there I want to bring up is, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Mr. Conley about this in the school principals, but would be the safety. I know on my own business, and then in the company that I work for, providing safety and integrity to the company's files and the individual security is of the utmost. You know, companies get raided all the time by what they call phishing attacks, and it's very serious. So one thing I would be wanting to talk to the board and the administration would be, what are we doing to safeguard the identity and the safety of our children via attacks through the computer? So it's a two-edged sword there. Provide them the resources and tools, but at the same time, once again, more just the same thing as school safety. Physically, there's a school safety with the devices. So I would look to reach out to our administration and our teachers and staff for their suggestions so that we provide them the tools that they need to teach their classes. Thank you.
And the last question. Please use this time to address any issue or concern you feel hasn't been addressed or needs to be addressed, and then make closing statements.
Fast-paced, changing world is a challenge that our students and staff face every day. I want to help shape that change. I feel that some of these changes that occur have hurt our kids and bound our teachers. Teachers can't just teach the way God designed teaching to be. Teaching should be from the heart, meant to inspire and to meet all kids where they are at. For those of you who go into your classroom every day, I see your struggle and effort. Hold your hands up high, because there is one thing no one can ever take from you, and that's the ability to positively impact a child. Laws, tests, technology, those can never take away the power of human connection. That can't replace how you make students feel. Yes, laws matter, elections matter, people with integrity matter more. If elected, I would not be taking this seat alone. Every day I learn to grow. I get through life's ups and downs by putting my faith in God. I'd like to thank Mr. Schreiber, the students, and everyone here tonight for everything you've done, and I guess I'd appreciate your vote. God bless and have a good night.
Experience is my only concern when it comes to our school board. What I mean by this is, when I began my first term, we had 2 members with years of experience that helped our team to understand our ways of the past of Tippecanoe Valley. They would often fill in the new board members of how things were done, and this helped us to stay consistent with the vision of our school while also making improvements. We currently have 2 members serving on the school board not included in this election that consist of only 2 years' experience. My fear for the corporation is losing the knowledge and experience that I have gained working with the past board members. With that being said, I'd like to take a moment to thank our past school board members and administrators for their leadership and vision that has brought this corporation to where it is today. As they say, great things take time, and that is what I'm asking for. I challenge you to think about the future you want for our children, because that is my purpose of being on the school board. I believe in this process, and I believe in our children that are our future. In conclusion, I have come to learn that a position on the school board is no easy job, but it is one that has been very rewarding to me. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you and our school over the years, and can only hope to do so in the future. Thank you. And also, I would like to thank Jeff and the class for putting this on, and Tim and Rita for hosting it. Just giving me the opportunity to share my ideas. Thank you, God bless.
Indiana is constantly changing public education, and in the education world, we like to say the target is always moving. You're trying to get closer to it, it moves away, and yet still, we've got teachers working every day very hard to hit that target and do the best for our students. I hope that our community can see the benefit of having an individual on our school board who works every day with the laws and policies within public schools. Oftentimes, last week, I presented to the school board at my job about new graduation pathways that are coming that they had yet to know anything about. So I'm in a good position where I work to be able to know what's coming before it comes, and help our school board members understand and thus make policies that will better fit with the new laws that are constantly coming. I hope that the community can see that that would be a benefit. Other than that, I just want to say that I'm really excited. Like I said earlier, I worked in public education a long time, and I'm excited to be able to help our community as opposed to just helping others. So this is really exciting for me, and I want to thank all of you for coming out and sticking around this whole time. We appreciate your support for all the candidates, and of course the students for coming up with the questions, and Mr. Schreiber as well, and the moderator. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you again for the hospitality and the opportunity tonight. I stand before you a blessed man. I relocated to St. Joe County down here in Harrison Township, Mentone School District in 2000. My sons and I, Mentone, Tippecanoe Middle School, and then high school. Today before me, I have my son as a police officer in St. Joe County, tremendously proud of him. My stepdaughter, an awesome mom, full-time CNC machine operator. Another son, marketing web design. Another son, attorney. Another son, forester for Pike Lumber. Another son, an accountant. He's down in Houston, trying to get him back. Another son who's an engineer. And Mrs. Pyle at Mentone challenged my youngest son, Trent, you can do more. And Mrs. Miller got him the LAMP program. Now he's an engineer. These are the careers that my wife and I children pursued. They all graduated from Tippecanoe Valley School Corporation. Each had a different career path. Each took advantage of the resources and opportunities. Each found their own way. And God bless. Unfortunately for my wife and I, they're all emancipated off the payroll. I'm running for school board because I want to give back. All my life I've tried to give back. I'm from a large family, we care about people. Anyone who knows me knows about family. I serve for the Fulton County Reserve Department, put in a number of hours every month, 40 hours, unpaid, giving back to the community to serve and protect. School safety is a big issue for us. We meet with the different churches, we meet with the different school administrators. It's critical. And I'm on duty every time I go by Akron. The high school, middle school is not in our district. The sheriff says something happens, we're going, so we go by there also, even though it's not technically in our district. Safety is important. I give back in other ways. I've given back Mentone Youth League, coaching travel team, coaching regular teams, Tippecanoe Valley Booster Club. I don't know how many bags of popcorn I've ate at all the sporting events with the kids, and at the school events, whether it's tennis, whether it was band, whether it was drama. I've donated over 10 gallons of blood as a lifetime blood donor. My mom and I, she's 16 gallons, bless her soul, she's gone now, but we'd go every 58 days together. And now it's me and I have a son doing it with me. So, giving back. I stand before you because I'm here to help. I'm standing before you because I love kids. I've got a 3.5-year-old granddaughter. I want to see her reach her dreams. Our school system, sure there's some tuck pointing. I got some tuck pointing to do. We're in a great place. We just need to continue to build on it. And I want to be a part of that. And I hope you allow me the chance to be a part of that as your next Henry Township School Board member. Thank you.
Try to make it quick. I think the football came on tonight. So my wife and I have been very blessed for the fact that we've had one child go through the community school corporation already. We still currently have 3 in the school system. They've never had any major concerns, but yeah, we feel like if we ever had to approach the school board, that our voice would be heard, that they would listen to us. And I think that's kind of the key is, ideally, I would love to see this many people attend every school board meeting. I think our current members out there, Adam and Aaron, I think you guys have done a fantastic job. I really look forward to the opportunity to sit along with you guys. I know there's parents out there, I know there's faculty out there, I know there's students out there that want to be heard. So that's kind of the whole point, is because I am so invested in this corporation that I'm going to be all in, head first, 100%. I'm there to support the administration on down. The school board, we're not the law. We're there to work alongside the administration as a team, as well as the students, as well as the faculty. We want to make it a point that, we're there to help ensure that the board is going to continue to put Valley first. And I feel like with the opportunity that we've got sitting up here, that I think you out there can look and see and know what would be the right choice to continue to keep the board strong, as well as keeping Valley strong. If you'd like, then I will ensure that the other 4 board members will be able to trust what I say, be able to trust what I do, and that's very important. One thing you have to have is you have to have that trust on a school board with all 5 members, and I think that's key to continuing the success of Valley School Corporation. The other thing is, to continue to keep Valley physically, mentally, and financially strong. and I will fight every day to keep God in our schools. I just want to thank everybody again for being here. Thank the students over there, Tim and Rita, appreciate that. Thank my wife. She's my biggest support, so thank you all very much for coming, and have a wonderful evening.